friends, it's Jacqueline here. In today's video I'm bringing you my review, demo, swatches, and a ton of comparisons on the brand new NATASHA DENONA GLAM Face Palettes. But before we get started, and if you're new here, I hope that you can give me that opportunity and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know all the details about these two new face palettes from NATASHA DENONA, how they look on light, medium, over 40 skin, then just keep on watching. I'm filming this video is the day that the Sephora holiday savings event has started. In fact, I just came back from my local Sephora after I did some damage. I'm gonna be doing a haul, you know, my friends. But today too, I received my order of NATASHA DENONA and her new Glam face palettes. I went ahead and picked up the light and the medium. I do have a light to medium skin tone. I will be leaving all the details as far as foundation matches, my likes and preference, my age and whatnot on the description box below for your convenience, along with the links of these products and everything else about my makeup. That, by the way, as you can tell, I already have foundation, concealer on, I did my brows, but I left my face with no bronzer, no blush, no highlighter, no eyeshadows, because we're gonna try these babies right here. And you know, funny fact, when I was at my local Sephora, they had the palettes available, and I know that today it was crazy because as soon as it hit midnight, these palettes were available for a little bit and then out of stock, and then they put it back in stock again and they went out of stock again. But the good thing is, if you are planning to, and this goes for everything in regards of Sephora, as long as they have it in stores, you can actually shop through your app, select that you're gonna go and pick it up in a store, and they will have it ready and available for you, which that alone is a great service. And not only that, certain Sephoras, they also have same-day delivery, so yes, they can deliver the items to you. So anyhow, my friends, to what you came for right here, these two palettes. I'm just so happy that NATASHA DENONA not only has brought face palettes, but they are glam inspired, which is something that for a lot of people may be like, oh, that's too repetitive, it's always the same thing, neutral tones, but that's what it sells. And honestly, that's what I go for myself in daily basis. And what I love about it is that she decided to give us a light version and also a dark version. I really appreciate when brands in general, they listen to the audience and be like, when you bring face palettes, don't keep it just at one for everybody. There's no universal shades, correct? Now, these palettes right here, they are made in Italy and they have a shelf life of 18 months. By the way, I'm filming right now in natural light. I have big screen doors in front of me. The only light that I have pointing right now is this light right here towards my backdrop right here. Now, another thing that is interesting to note about these new face palettes from NATASHA DENONA is that she's bringing a new and innovative technology from Japan. So there is something new in the formulation, the eyeshadows, the entire formulation. So I'm just super excited to share to you because we're gonna compare both of the palettes side by side. Yes, one side of my face is gonna be one way and the other side of my face the other way. Doesn't matter, but we wanna see what's the real deal right here. I'm gonna put them side by side. Let's start first with that light palette. This is fingerprint central, but I really love the packaging. I don't know if you notice right here how it's all curved. It's super nice, very glam. This packaging right here is not heavy weighted, but it's sturdy enough that you know that your products are going to be protected inside, and it looks very elegant, very much holiday palette. Glam, completely glam. Here we go. Let's take a peek of the inside of the light palette. There you go. You have your 5 eyeshadows. You have a blush and a highlighter, a really nice size mirror that it actually came with a protector, so I already took that out. And these right here, you have this little door flat window compartment that actually protects your blush and your highlighter. And you know what? I really like that it doesn't swivel and swing, like, you know, it's not floppy. It's actually nice. You can open it up a little all the way through, And I really love that it also says NATASHA DENONA right here. I mean, like very on brand. So let's go ahead and start swatching this baby right here. The blush is a cream blush, and it honestly, when I see it on the pan, it kind of resembles a little bit of the blush that we have seen in that Bloom palette, you know, but it's actually very soft, but there's a little bit of a tack in there. Now the highlighter is actually not a cream formula, but it's a creamy formula. So I'm just gonna swatch it up here. There you go. Ooh, that's super nice. I love this shade right here. It's more like your pinky terracotta shade. And now I'm gonna swatch the eyeshadows. Now these two formulas right here, honestly, they look very different to what we have seen before from NATASHA DENONA. I don't know if you are able to see how like bright and kind of foil they look like with a lot of sparkles. Ooh, this is so nice. And then you have two matte shades. There's no names on these eyeshadows. She has simplified it by just putting inner corner, transition, crease, outer corner, and smoke. And there you go, we have here the Glam Face Palette in the light version. Let's go first with the cream blush. Ooh, look at that blend. You know what, although it's a cream formulation, it actually pretty much goes kind of like matte. I'm gonna build it up just a little more so you can see it. But it blends so well. Ooh, look at that. Going with that Star Glow highlighter. Ooh, look at that. Okay, this is potent right there. This is no joke. Wow. Okay, this is not a subdued highlighter. This is a kaboom, here I am. See me from outer space. Wow. Let's go with the transition shade first. We're gonna go to the crease shade. And I'm applying it on the crease. Smoke shade. And I'm applying it on the outer third of the eyelid. Going for the outer corner shade, and I'm gonna apply this shade right on the middle of the eyelid. With a clean brush, we're gonna go to the inner corner, and I'm taking the shade from the inner portion of the eyelid all the way until it meets with that other outer corner shade. Going to the crease shade, and I'm gonna take this shade on my lower lash line. Going with my Sonia G flat definer, and I'm gonna go to the smoke shade, and I'm taking this shade and applying it very, very close to my lower lash line. I went ahead and applied some mascara and eyeliner, and I'm gonna go to the Star Glow highlighter. And I'm going to apply it right on the inner corner and also on my brow bone. This is how it looks, the Glam Face Palette in the light version. Let's go now with the Glam Face Palette in the dark version. Oh my goodness, look at this chocolate dream right here. Same concept, 3 mattes, 2 very high shine eyeshadows, your blush in a cream formulation, and then your Star Glow highlighter. This palette looks very pretty. Okay, let's start with swatches. Going again with the blush and then with the highlighter. And I'm gonna swatch the highlighter right here. That's why I left a space so you can see the difference between the light highlighter and the dark highlighter. you can tell, this one right here is champagne, but it does have a little bit more pink, while this one is more golden in tone. And then let's see on the blush. The blush, I'm just gonna put it up, so it's very close. Okay, this is more terracotta, and this one right here, although it has a terracotta undertone, it's a little bit more vibrant. It has a little bit more of red, orange tone. This one right here is more pink leaning. Now let's go for the eyeshadows. Ooh, this eyeshadow right here has me like dreaming. This is a really deep tone, the smoke shade. There you go, there you have it, right over here. So this is the dark version, and then this is the light version. I haven't applied any bronzer yet because, again, I want you to see really the difference between the blush and the highlighter. So let's go for the cream blush in the dark Glam Face palette. Okay, definitely this one has more of like a reddish pink undertone to it. I'm gonna build it up a little more so you can really see how it looks. And then going to the highlighter. It actually, you know, the highlighter, I mean, you can pick up a lot of product. Very lovely. You know what? I'm gonna go with this shade right here. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my nose. Go first with that transition shade. I'm gonna apply this shade above the crease. Going into the crease shade. I'm taking this shade and taking it right on the crease. Going into the smoke shade. I'm taking it on the outer third of the eyelid. This is actually a kind of like neutral leaning cool tone brown shade, outer corner shade, and I'm taking this shade on the middle of the eyelid, blending it in with this deep brown shade. Using a clean Smith 253 brush, I'm going to the inner corner shade. And I'm taking it on the inner portion of the eyelid. Transition shade, taking it on the lower lash line, diffusing it. Sonia G Flat Definer in the crease shade. Taking it very close to the lower lash line too. Star Glow highlighter, and I'm taking it on my inner corner and also on my brow bone. Here we go, this is the Glam Face palette in dark. I just went ahead and applied a little bit of bronzer right here, and a little bit on my forehead, not that much. Lipstick, again, all the details of my makeup will be on the description box below, along with the links. And just a reminder, when you shop through my links, most of them, they are affiliates. You're helping this channel right here, and I greatly appreciate it. Okay friends, now that we have gone through this side-by-side comparison, these swatches right here, let's go into other comparisons from other palettes from Natasha Denona. I want to first start with one of my favorite highlighters, is that Natasha Denona I Need Nude Glow. This is a gorgeous highlighter, one of my favorites, perhaps one of my most used ones, and I'm going to swatch it right here below the other two. This one definitely is more lighter champagne. The one from the Glam Light palette, Glam Light Face palette, let's say it that way, I don't know. It's a little bit, it has a little bit more of like a pinky undertone to it. Just a dash, and then obviously the one from the Glam face palette, the dark version, it's deeper, definitely deeper. But if you have a light medium skin tone like me, I mean, as you can tell, I don't have a, you know, a shadow going on right here on my cheek. It looks really nice. It looks fairly well. And now going into the Bloom Blush and Glow palette, this was the first one to come out in this quad version. I'm gonna go first with this blush right here, and I will have to say that right from the get-go, it's so different from these blushes, and it's a lot, well, it does have a ton more pigment in it, very punchy. It's a beautiful blush, but as you can tell, the pigmentation, it's different, and definitely a different shade right here too. I do have that Love Glow palette, but this right here doesn't really have, it's just a glow, a subtle glow. It's not really a highlighter or the same formulation as these new Glam face palettes. And then I have right here, this one is the Bronze Cheek. I'm gonna swatch it right here. Yeah, same thing. You see that golden tone, completely different. And then last right here, well, I do have that Love Cheek palette. This one is beautiful, but this one again, this is a coral tone, and this one is cream, a really cream formulation. And then if we go to the Tan Bronze and Glow palette, this is one of my favorite palettes. Again, this is not the same formula. The only formulation that looks alike is from the Bloom, the original quad palette, but yet it's not the same formula. Let's see right here. This shade, yeah, no. And then right here, that's a bronzer, so that's definitely a no. I mean, you can see it right there. Different formulas, different tones. And then as far as eyeshadow palettes, I thought immediately about these two mini palettes. One is that Mini Nude palette, and the other one is the Mini Glam palette. And I have gone ahead and swatched it right here. So Mini Nude is right over here, and then from here to here we have Mini Glam. And I'm just gonna put it side by side so you can take a look at it. I think definitely Mini Nude leans more kind of like peachy tone, a little bit warmer as far as neutral goes. And then the Glam one, as you can tell, is a lot cooler in tone too. Then if you go to say the Viva palette, I mean the Viva palette, again, I mean you have your cool tones right here, you have a little bit more warmer tones. Oh goodness me, they are not the same at all. I'm gonna swatch just a few so you can take a look at it, but I mean, I'm honest with you right here when I'm telling you that, I mean, there's similarities, but they are not exactly the same. So I'm gonna do Viva right here. I'm going into the Glam palette. I think I'm gonna swatch, I mean, I guess the obvious ones. Right here, this one. And then from the Retro palette, this one right here has more taupey tones, but I was thinking this shade right here, and perhaps just give you a little bit of a idea about this shade. And maybe the shade right here. There you go. So I have right here the new Retro palette, then right here we have Glam, and right here Viva. And there you go, right there. All the swatches, all the comparisons, everything on my face too. Okay, so now right here to my final thoughts. Wow, these palettes, they're gorgeous. I mean, perhaps you don't need them on your collection. Perhaps it's something that you already have a lot of neutral tones. You have a lot of these kind of shades. You do have already, you know, this type of blush and this type of highlighter. But I think this comes into the perfect season, the holiday season. If you're planning to give something very special to someone, I think this is very special. The formulation right here, this is a new formula from Natasha Denona. Not thinking too much about the matte shades on the eyeshadows, but actually on these two very mesmerizing kind of like foil metallic shades where really you don't find, I mean, I don't have fallout on my eyelids. I use them completely dry. I didn't need to use them wet, and they are just powerful and beautiful and just like mesmerizing, kind of like if they had a splash of water in them, you know, like that shine, that crystal shine, without having to have all that, you know, specks of glitter, chunky glitter, or, you know, just being chunky in general. They are not super creamy, but you can tell the emollients that it has. In fact, this formulation reminds me a lot to the new Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. If you haven't watched my review, I have a full-on review. I talk about this type of formulation. So I think that palette too is made in Italy. So I really think that there may be something going on right now as far as technology goes for these type of foil formulations, that they look so impactful, so beautiful, that you can achieve that look with easy. And I really love that Natasha Denona kept her concept about the inner corner transition. I mean, she's not giving us exact name shades, but it's making more of consumer friendly, and that's something that we have to be reminded. A lot of us, perhaps you on the other side of the screen, perhaps you have a really big collection, you know how to use eyeshadows, but there's other people that they don't know how to use or apply eyeshadows, and they want their life simplified. And if we go to another makeup artist such as Charlotte Tilbury, she does have the same kind of structure. You can use the eyeshadows however you want to. You don't have to follow rules or nothing. You can use one thing and done. It doesn't really matter. But I think, you know, in these type of face palettes, and coming again into the holiday season, to make it a little bit easier, and if you're curious to know more about the formula about Natasha Denona too, why she's so, like, you know, like everybody talks about her, I think this is a really good palette that really translates to who is the makeup artist, what she does, and make it simple to achieve that Natasha Denona look. I think she did fantastic. I really love that blush formula. It's not equal to the Bloom palette. It looks very alike, but in fact it's not. As the Bloom palette, the blush, it had a little bit more of like a glow, like a creamy glow. This one, no, this one in fact goes kind of like a natural, kind of like, it's not matte, but a natural, like a skin-like type of blush. Now for the highlighter, this is not for the faint of heart. It blended super easy. It's not really emphasizing texture because it doesn't have, you know, those little granules that sometimes it can gather into the texture. But I will say go lightly, go lightly. I had to dig a little bit more on the blush myself, but on the other side with a highlighter, I will highly suggest you to tap in lightly. And as far as which one to go with, I mean, you can see right here, I do have a light to medium skin tone. I went a little bit more gentle as far as, you know, how much I dig into each of these eyeshadows, mostly the eyeshadows right here. And I will have to say it worked really well for my skin tone, but at its full capacity. If you went like, you know, like the way that I dig into this palette right here, I would have achieved a lot more, you know, it will be a lot more like intense, impactful. So definitely this one right here, I will say that it will cater for many skin tones in the medium, tan, deep complexion, and actually rich complexion. I see that because the eyeshadows are really like potent, really potent. I really like the variety of shades right here too. I really like, again, the packaging is beautiful. I mean, if you see it in person, the promo pictures, they really do not make justice to how beautiful they are, these palettes. They are not super weighty, but they are structured really well. I mean, these as a gift for anybody, any of these palettes, they will be like, wow, amazed. I mean, they're honestly that beautiful. Okay, my friends, and with this, I think I wrap up right here my review. I would love to know from you, have you picked up any of these new Natasha Denona Glam Face palettes? I know they were really hard to get your hands on right away when the Sephora sale started, but be reminded they will be back in stock again. And again, if you check the link you can actually see if they are available at your local Sephora. Place your order in your app, online, and then go pick it up at your local Sephora. So that's another way if you really want to get your hands on it. And if you want to get your Sephora discount and your Sephora points, do not forget the Sephora sale is going on right now all the way through the 15th. The code is unique for everybody, YAYHOLIDAY. Those who are Rouge members, you can shop right now. And then on the 9th, those who are VIPs. And then on the 11th, those who are insiders. Anyhow, friends, I would love to hear from you. Did you got your hands on these palettes? Are you excited for any of them? Are you planning to pick up one or the other? Perhaps you already got one. Let's continue the conversation on the comment section down below and while you're at it. And if you haven't done so yet, I hope that you can give me that opportunity and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share with family and friends. And until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye!